Procrastination, the biggest enemy of students. I remember a time when my teacher gave me an 1,000-word essay to write about an idea that changed the world. And I spent 2 hours just writing only a few lines. And so today I've looked into it, and today I'm going to be talking about how to solve it. And so first is the cause. And it's not really about being lazy or about being tired or distracted. It's actually an emotional coping strategy that we have. And if we have a task, then our brain assesses it, and then we we get the negative emotions that we feel from it. So, for example, dread or boredom or doubt. And I also remember another time I had to write an essay about colonialism in history, and I just tried to I just instead of doing the most important task, I just ended up doing work from other subjects which weren't even that urgent because they were still due in a long time, and even though I should have been focusing on the history essay, I didn't. I was just trying to, I guess, get away from it. And now that I look back, I realized that it was just basically still a form of procrastinating, even though I was still doing other work, but I was just still trying to get away from it. And so whenever we have a piece of work, there are basically two approaches. And so the first one is just to do what's logical and complete it, and just get it done with, and then you won't have to deal with it anymore. However, it's quite hard for people who procrastinate, since they might find it hard to start the task, and they might find it easier to just do something else, which is a short-term dopamine hit. And so maybe like just trying to distract yourself with playing games or scrolling on social media. And that's like the easier path, and so it's what we do a lot of the time. And because we do it a lot of the time, it sort of like builds up, and we eventually form a habit. And the more we do it, the more likely we are to repeat it. And then it sort of becomes a loop that we just always repeat every time we have a hard problem. And so it becomes a bit like an addiction, which is similar to drugs. And to find if you do have an addiction, you can try to you have to, I guess, first identify the things that you normally procrastinate with. So for me, maybe games, and then try to distance yourself from them. So maybe like deleting the app, and then spend a few days, just I guess without it. And what people who aren't addicted aren't to like don't procrastinate so much, they find that they have a lot higher efficiency, and they're able to work a lot more productively. However, on the other hand, if you're addicted to it, even if you don't have like the games that you usually play, you might just find yourself downloading other apps, maybe like TikTok or YouTube Shorts, to try and pass the time. And it's basically just a method of looking for another form of dopamine for you to get distracted with. And so it's not really the games that you're addicted with, but I guess just seeking the dopamine hit with, which can be found in a lot of other things. And so how do you beat it? And I mean, most of the strategies to do it don't look at the emotional aspect. And so you shouldn't really avoid the task. You should, I guess, just try to stop feeling all of the negative emotions when dealing with a task. And so one tip is breaking down a big task, and it is an effective strategy. However, it might not always work. So maybe if you have a really big task, that maybe even just trying to break it down might seem like too much effort to do. And another one is to block distractions, and it can also be quite effective. However, it doesn't really work long term. So I remember when I had some exams coming up, And during that exam period, I deleted all my games and to try and focus on studying. And yeah, it did work for a month. However, like straight after I completed my exams, I just immediately went back on my games, and I immediately went back on YouTube. And so I guess, yeah, it can be useful for some time. However, eventually, since there's so many distractions, we'll eventually just give into it, and so it's not, yeah, like I said, it's not really effective long term. And then yeah, so what you should do is just, I guess, sit with the discomfort, and yeah, so it might seem quite hard to do. However, like, I guess you could try the method where you sit with it for 1 minute, and then 2 minutes, and then 5 minutes, and then eventually I guess you would just get used to being with the discomfort, and you'll eventually be able to just continue with the task. And then next is to reframe it, and so um, basically just, I guess, instead of thinking that you're behind already and there's not really any point in starting it now, you should just shift your mindset to thinking, at least I'm starting it now. And yeah, I remember another, yeah, like I said before, with the essay of an idea that changed the world. I spent 2 hours and I only wrote 2 lines. And so instead of just thinking uh, that instead of just thinking that I'm so far behind that there's not really any point starting now, I should just think that um, yeah, I mean, it's not too late, and at least I'm doing it now. And if you keep thinking negatively, then it will keep dragging you down, and it will get harder and harder to start it. And and lastly, just build self-importance. And so yeah, if you like drag yourself down about it, and keep thinking that you're not good enough, and keep I guess keep telling yourself that um, that I guess if you just keep beating yourself up about not doing a task, then it will only get worse. And I remember another time when I had something to do, and I had my whole timetable planned out, and even though even though and even though I um, yeah, even though I had it all planned out, I ended up not following it, and I spent like almost all of the time just on distractions, on my games, and yeah. So, and at that time, I thought I was useless, and um, I had I just wasted all of that time. However, that just really made it harder for me to start again, and so next time, just um, just comfort yourself and think that it's natural for everyone, and eventually you'll feel better with yourself, and you'll find it a lot easier to start the task next time. And so yeah, I think the main things to take away are that, firstly, um, it's not really about it's just an emotional coping strategy, and it's not really about feeling lazy or tired or distracted. And like, try to just sit with discomfort, even though it might be hard, and eventually you'll find the task easier to do. Um, yeah, so next time, with these points, next time hopefully I'll be able to keep myself from procrastinating, and even if I do, it will feel a lot easier to start next time. Thank you for listening.